This Chicago Bears drama with Justin Fields unfollowing the team on Instagram just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I feel like I'm back in high school all over again, and not in a good way. Welcome everybody to JG9 News. We talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared and I'm representing the 904 from the 602. And today we are talking about this team behind me right here, the Chicago Bears, and their starting quarterback, Justin Fields, unfollowing the Bears on Instagram. There are some rumors that Fields will not be a member of the Chicago Bears next season, as they do have the number one pick via the Carolina Panthers. They are likely going to take Caleb Williams with that number one pick if they do not trade the pick. And that means that Fields will likely be elsewhere in 2024, and adding fuel to the fire, Justin Fields deciding to unfollow the team, and the NFL for that matter, on his Instagram. It was a big story because, of course it was, in today's social media era. I talked about it a few days ago on this channel. Go check that video out if you have not already. I will leave a link in the description and in the upper right corner as well. And I thought I said everything that needed to be said on this already. I broke down Fields' rationale and his logic and why it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and I thought that was the end of it. But nope, because ESPN Chicago had to add some fuel to the fire, because on the show, Cap and J Hood, the host of the show, David Kaplan, decided to say some very controversial, very questionable things about Justin Fields unfollowing the team on Instagram. And there's some stuff I agree with, and there's a lot that I disagree with. And we're going to break down those comments. Here's just a snippet of what Kaplan had to say. We'll break everything down one by one.
Unfollowing the Bears, unfollowing the NFL, that's a coward's way out.
All right, first off, you're going to say it was the coward's way out? Can we not go there? Can we seriously not go there? Like, that's a phrase associated with suicide. If you Google coward's way out, the first thing that pops up is suicide hotline. That's the very first thing that pops up. It's a common phrase that if you commit suicide, if you kill yourself, you committed the coward's way out. Let's not go there for a quarterback unfollowing his team on Instagram. Plus, did you miss the part of the podcast where Fields talked about how he loves Chicago? He wanted to play in Chicago and wanted to be a Bear for life and didn't want to go anywhere else. Did you miss that part? There are legitimate criticisms of Fields you can make. Now, calling him a coward when he's never bashed the organization or blamed others or said that he wants out is so wrong and insensitive. And again, let's not compare unfollowing someone on Instagram to suicide. There are certain analogies that you just never make. You already lost your argument. You already lost me if you do that. It's like if you're holding out for a new contract and you compare what you're making to 1800 Southern slave wages. Like, let's not go there. Let's not compare an Instagram unfollowing to actually ending your own life. Let's not do that. Kaplan continues, though, with this part.
I don't want all the rumors on my timeline. I just want to go on vacation and get away from everything. Then why do you go on a podcast to become the lead story on every channel?
Did you even watch what he said on the podcast? Like, seriously, St. Brown asked him the question. It's not like Fields brought it up or that was the whole point of going on the show. It's not like Fields talked about this for 10 minutes and this was why he wanted to go on. There is no good way to answer that question once the cat was out of the bag. If he said no comment, that would have been a million times worse. Did he want to do that? I'm sure he didn't want to do that, because if he did that, you would have had way more criticism of him than how he actually answered. He went on the show because they're good friends. It wasn't because of the Instagram thing. It was because he was good friends with the St. Brown brothers. That's why he went on. It's like if you say you're never going to talk politics, then you get invited to come on a Bears show. The host asks you, in the middle of asking all these questions about the Bears, who you think's going to win the election. You say, I honestly don't know. I just hope whoever wins does right for the country. And then people say, why did you go on the show if you're not political? You didn't know that question was going to be asked. You didn't know the question was going to be asked in the first place. You didn't bring it up. Someone else did. You kind of can't not answer to the question at that point. Either way, no matter how you respond, you're completely screwed. You're in that pickle. Justin Fields did not bring that up himself. You're making it seem like he brought it up for attention and to make everyone know that he unfollowed the Bears on Instagram and unfollowed the NFL on Instagram. No, that wasn't why he went on the show. He was not the one to bring up that topic. You cannot blame Fields for that.
When has the Bears ever posted about a rumor? The answer is never. So that's a bunch of BS, Justin. 2, there's a mute button. Why don't you just mute the ones you don't want to see? Or, better yet, you can delete the app and sign back on when vacation's over if that's what you choose.
All right, now I will give you that. I will concede that. I will give you that because that's the same argument that I made. Now, you might not be able to just outright delete the app due to sponsorship obligations if you want to post certain things, but I will give you that. There was no reason why he couldn't just mute the Bears and mute the NFL if he wants to take that route, especially because his explanation for not wanting football stuff on his timeline doesn't make a whole lot of sense, considering the fact that he still follows Ohio State football, and they're posting a crap ton of football stuff right now, way more than the Chicago Bears are. But I will give you that. The next point, though, the one that he closes with, yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever.
3, I want the TVs turned off. I'm tired of hearing about the Bears quarterback spot. Mitchell David Trubisky, 2019. How is that any different than this guy saying, I just want it to be over. I'm tired of the rumors. Caleb, Justin, Caleb.
So you're comparing Justin Fields unfollowing the Bears on Instagram to what Mitch Trubisky did with the TVs? That's very different. That's apples and oranges. What Justin Fields is doing doesn't impact other people the same way that what Mitch Trubisky wanted does. Justin Fields is choosing to unfollow something on his Instagram feed. You know how many people can view his Instagram feed? 1. That's it. Justin Fields goes on his phone, he checks his Instagram, he sees what he wants to see, and doesn't see what he doesn't want to see. Mitch Trubisky with the TVs not wanting ESPN on in the building, NFL Network on in the building, everyone now can't watch and has to suffer as a result of this. It's like if I personally decide I'm boycotting the NFL, I am never watching the NFL again. That is totally my call. That is my prerogative. Again, obviously, I'm not doing that. I love the NFL. I love football. This is my business. This is my livelihood. But obviously, if I were to do that, that is totally my call. It doesn't impact other people. Versus living in a house with my wife and my kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. But saying, I'm boycotting the NFL. And as a result, we are never going to watch another game in this household ever again. I want all TVs off. There will be no mention of the NFL in this house. My Instagram feed, or my TV feed in this case, versus a communal feed. One is your call and your life and your business. The other one is selfish because it impacts others. It is very different. Mitch Trubisky with the TVs impacts other people. If I like watching ESPN in the team facility or when I work out, too bad I can't do that anymore because Mitch Trubisky doesn't like it. Justin Fields with the Instagram thing, all right, if I still want to follow the Bears on Instagram, if I still want to follow the NFL on Instagram, I can do that. It's just Justin Fields making the decision himself that he doesn't want to do that. And that is entirely his prerogative. Again, I think his explanation is backwards. I think his explanation makes no sense. But that's entirely his prerogative. It doesn't impact other people. So, David Kaplan, I don't know what exactly this rant was about. You lost me when you said coward's way out and compare this to suicide. Then on top of that, you got a lot of facts wrong when it came to why Fields went on the show and how this is different from the Mitch Trubisky thing. You think it's the same thing? It's very, very different. Again, I will give you the mute button thing. There is a mute button on Instagram. You can use it. I've used it before for certain things. But for this, I mean, come on, man. Come on, Cap. This is not a good look for you or for ESPN Chicago in the slightest bit. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Kaplan was right or wrong on what he said on Justin Fields? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And let me know your thoughts on Justin Fields. What do you think about him unfollowing the Bears on Instagram? And do you think he's going to be with the Bears next year or a different team? Again, let me know everything down below. And that's going to do it for this episode of JG9 News. Be sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check my main channel, Jaguar9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is Jaguar9 signing off. And as always, go Jags.